What's going on, guys? It's Jason, the Speaker's Mechanic, and I just want to say congratulations for clicking on this site and wanting to walk through with me this short video that lets you know how I can provide value to your life exponentially. So let's go. What you're going to learn about in this brief video is how to confidently and boldly speak in any room so that you can reach your maximum income potential in 60 days or less. Who is this for? Like, who is this for, Jason? What are you doing this for? Like, does this apply to me? Well, this will help you. This is for professionals. I would call them corporate professionals or executives. Individuals who might be in a corporate setting and they're trying to break through glass ceilings, and maybe they believe that their communication is impacting them so that they're not reaching the highest potential or highest level. This is also for leaders. I call them thought leaders who want to be better communicators. Those who are out front and they know that there are things in their life, in their communication life, that is hindering them from being understood clearly or conveying the messages that they have as subject matter leaders effectively. Number 3, individuals desiring influence. So I look at these as some of our social media influencers, those who often get on TikTok or maybe Instagram or any other platform where they have to share information, and they want to be concise, they want to be clear, and they want to convey whatever it is they're demonstrating at that time, whether they're presenting value about who they are, or they're presenting value about a product or even a service that they provide. Also, this is for new entrepreneurs and established business owners. Sometimes new entrepreneurs are just figuring out their voice, just figuring out their message, and they want to be understood clearly as they convey or transmit, if you will, to their audience properly. Whether they're communicating their value, whether they're communicating what they do, whether they're communicating the product that they're selling. It's also for established business owners. Maybe you've been in the entrepreneurial game for a while and you want to extend and grow your audience. You want to communicate to maybe a younger demographic, and you need to understand what code switching is all about, because they're just not getting what you're saying. Or maybe you just know that there's some inherent things about your communication that doesn't translate always to your audience or to your listener. Also, who else is this for? This is for highly motivated and committed individuals who want to have personal growth in your life. Maybe you're not on the level of business or wanting to aspire to business quite yet, but you know you have some personal development to achieve in order for you to make it to the next step. Who am I? I'm Jason Hall. I've been a speech language pathologist since 2005, and I've been practicing clinically with adults for almost 20 years. But I've now transitioned. I'm no longer doing clinical work. I am the coach. I am the expert. I'm not the guru, because the guru thinks he knows everything. But I know a lot in what my field that helps me get my clients the results that they're looking for. So yes, I'm considered a voice consultant. I've written a book. You can find it on Amazon. It's called A Vocal Owner's Manual for speakers and for singers. Communication coach. I'm a vocal expert. All things oral communication is what I do. So what do I do literally? I help individuals master the art of effective communication and reach their communication goals in 60 days or less. It's well known that effective communication is directly linked to building trust. I think that's an understatement. But the point is this: if I can effectively communicate to you who I am, what I do, and how I do it, and if I'm relatable, and if I can express those things orally and through gestures, along with my disposition, you or one can gain trust in what I'm selling, or who I am, or the service that I provide. Effective communication means so much. I once heard the famous American investor, Warren Buffett, say, say this very important point. He said it was important for him, before going out into the marketplace, that he invest in a communication skills class. I think it was Gail Carnegie's class. And what he learned is that guaranteed you can earn 50% more income and more revenue in your life if you honed in your communication skills. Wow, what a statistic. 50% more income because I've learned to communicate. And if you know Warren Buffett, he's in stocks. But guess what? He communicates the value of his company. He's able to communicate what he does and how he does it at a very simple but yet high level, to understand that communication is the currency of currencies that helps foster relationships, that helps communicate and convey ideas, and ideas become life in the hands of others. So here's the problem. The problem is being able to effectively deliver a message and have it be received the way it is supposed to be intended. That simply means you're saying something, but other people are not receiving it the way you intended it for it to say. Whether it's unclear because there's distortions in how you're speaking, or whether you are needing to communicate a certain type of idea or a certain system or sequence and how it's supposed to be articulated, but you're having a challenge of getting through the steps in order to have the listener or the audience understand exactly what you are trying to say. And you often have these challenges. And the inability to effectively communicate is a major hindrance to those who are in your marketplace or sitting on the other side of you. And when we talk about business and commerce, the speed to effective, efficient communication helps to get the job done more swift and more fast, and also gets the person to the job. All right. Luckily, you have me. You have me as a coach, and you have my speech mastery program. It is a shortcut to sharing your message with the world exactly how you intended it to be. Now, why is that luckily? Having a coach is much better than Dr. Google and Mr. YouTube. If you're going at it by yourself, I'm not saying that you can't make it, but the speed in which you get there might take a lot longer. But in having a program and having a coach or a consultant expedites the process, which helps you get to your end results, plural, more fast. It's kind of like a hack, a life hack, or a cheat code, because we know that our prize asset is not necessarily money, although money has an impact. Our prize asset is our time. And if you can somehow cheat time in order to make the progress and the results that you require, by having a coach, by having a system that is in place already for you to achieve the goals that you desire, why not use me if you're having that communication difficulty? What's in my mastery program, Jason? Well, in short, because this is not everything, you have 8 weeks to hang out with me. That's fun enough, right? That's the price of admission. But they're one-on-one sessions with me for at least an hour, where you and I go through training and education along with different specialized processes that are geared for you, specifically for you, custom to getting you the results that you require. I have at least 2, maybe even 3 high-level speech coaches who are out in the field, who I think are world-renowned international speakers, pastors, lawyers, doctors, individuals who have a professionalism in how they communicate information. Did I mention actors as well, that communicate and have been formally trained? So we get to have these seminars one-on-one with them, where we get to not just pick their brain, but they demonstrate training for us that helps them be the orators and the speakers that they are at such a high level. Also, part of my course focuses on framework or mindset of healthy communication. We often have a poor way of looking at how we communicate, which also impacts how we communicate. So it's deconstructing and reconstructing the thought processes as to how we communicate. The negative self talk, having a system to exchange that with positive self talk. We get to, of course, customize this program to your specific speech and communication needs. Everyone has a goal of communicating effectively, clearly, and with confidence. But guess what? There's different ways to get to that goal with everyone. My program helps to isolate those problems that you're having and pinpoint them to help to set in systems, mechanisms to help overcome them, and with behavioral practice to make it to the other side of you speaking the way that you have always wanted to. Practical application and assignments. You'll have homework, and I'll be expecting you and holding you accountable of doing that homework. What does that homework look like? Well, it's a lot. I should say it's all good. It's all good for you getting the results that you need in the time that we have together. I will assess the homework. I will assess and critique videos, recordings, audio, visual that you will submit, that the skills that we've learned through training and education that you will now be implementing with your required recordings that you will be submitting on a weekly basis. We'll also be working on voice, branding your voice and letting your audience always know you are you, that you show up in every room as yourself. Jay-Z once said, I show up in every room as myself. There's no tremor. There's no stammer. There is no apprehension when he shows up in the room. He doesn't show up as anyone else. My job is to teach you to show up in the room as yourself without quiver or equivocation that, hey, you've shown up and you're here. Mastering your communication. This is the best method I discovered to speak boldly, confidently, and clearly, conquer speech impediments, become a highly skillful oral communicator, and increase your income and influence. Communication is how you do that. I can't say it enough. Your value won't be communicated if you're not communicating it. Your product won't be sold if there's some way you are unable to communicate what you do and actually what service that product provides. I'm going to reveal to you the details of how we do those things in just one moment. But first, I need to explain why this works so well. Let's dive in. Step 1, fundamental communication mastery. Build the communication mindset framework to eliminate false beliefs holding you back and begin stepping into a place of authority. This is going to help tremendously for confidence. It's not all the confidence training, but you need to start from a place that is healthy in regards to your communication. A lot of my clients have a backstory as to why they communicate or why they might have apprehension or might have insecurities as to why they communicate now the way they have. The results of this, speaking with competency and activating all of the confidence that is within. Have you ever heard that competency breeds confidence? Let me say that again. That's important. Competency breeds confidence. This is where that begins. I help you do this. You coming to me, us working one-on-one, I hold your hand to a degree as you do the work on your side to help you walk through to the results that you are intending to have. Part 2 of my program. Well, what is it, Jason? It's the other part of our speech and communication reconstruction, where we definitely nail down or zero in and focus in on the weaknesses that you're having with your communication and the strengths so that you can have and start developing new and effective behaviors. The results of this. Practice the behaviors we want in order to make them into permanent neural pathways. Have you ever heard that practice makes perfect? Well, I don't quite agree with that. I think practice helps to make things more permanent. And because speech is a skill, and it's something that is acquired to get better with in its various levels, that the behaviors that I teach over time with practice help set or reset, if you will, new neural pathways and take out the old behaviors that you're having new tendencies that foster good, effective communication. Having a coach is always good. I'll make sure that you are progressing every step of the way. In my program, I use a platform called Volley App. Maybe you're familiar with it, maybe you're not. It's for individual coaches who are walking through with their clients on a day-to-day basis, interactions and exchanges that helps them stay on task with the homework and assignments that they have, where they have constant communication throughout the week on what they're doing, how they're doing it, and their presentation of how they're doing it. This app allows you to record audio and visual and even text message communications that verify your progress throughout your time with me. The progress that is shown on this app is important. It helps to reassure not just me, the coach, but you, that there is work being done. Step 3, walk the walk, talk the talk. Transform from the person you walked in as into the person who impactfully conveys your message. You walked in a certain way, and my job is to help you leave in a fully transformed way. The results of this: succeed in every room that you're in, no matter who you are speaking to. The goal is to go into any room and speak boldly, to show up as your authentic self, without quiver, without nervousness, which is impossible, but I'll show you how to change and transform your nervousness to positive energy. But that's too much coaching. Let me get to the point. The idea is to show up as your authentic self. And that's what I want you to be. And that's my job, to train you to be that. And you can be that. I'll be there to guide you and help you all the way through this process. On each step of the program, at each training portion of the program, with each homework assignment, I call them homework. They're assignments that you do at home. And helping you excel at them is my biggest job. So if you want to significantly improve your speech and confidently speak in any room and maximize your income, you've come to the right place. Press the button below. In my program, you get these and so much more. Here's a secret. I like to underpromise and overdeliver. These are just some of the things that you get in my program. There's an amazing surprises that allow you to experience all that you should and all that you need to make it to that next level. Are you guys familiar with VR training? If you don't have an Oculus, that's okay. Maybe it's not for you. But I use virtual training. I should probably put it in there. But like I said, I have a bevy of tasks that helps you make this training all custom to you, that you might be the best communicator you can be. So, if you're seeing this video right now, that means two things. This obviously rung a bell with you, or you would have left long ago. Number 2, there's still spots available. This page goes down once all spots are filled. Look, I'm a real human being, just like you. Look, I'm a real human being, just like you. There's only so many people I can help at one time. That's why spots are extremely limited, and those who do get in right now will be the ones who see the most and best results. Invest in yourself and your future on the next page. Press below and let's get started. See you on the other side.